Yeah, come on! Welcome to the Yeah Come On Show with Southside Steve.
Yeah, come on. You know, one thing I didn't think about, because we are in our studio right now, we're in the Exit Wealth studio right here in lovely Alpharetta. And we're looking at possibly bringing on, I mean, the paperwork's been sent, everything's been okayed, a new sponsor for the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to power it.
Okay. It's going to be the Exit Wealth Studios powered by
Boom.
To Be Determined.
To be determined. And it's really somebody that has got as much out there as I do. It's that they've done a ton of TV. I've done this much TV. I don't know if you remember, I used to do a lot of commercials on Channel 69. They were good friends. And then I've got clips that I put up, and I can give you the clip where 11 Alive goes, "Oh, Southside Steve," the anchors are talking.
Yeah.
And it's on the mornings, and they're like, "Oh, Southside Steve says we're doing a great job this morning. Yeah, come on."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Yeah, come on." She goes, "I love that phrase. Is it one word or two?" They have a discussion. So I've had moments, but he's here and I'm here.
I'm sorry. I mean, you know how much I love you. It's a little more.
Is it like this?
It's a bigger gap. This
Okay,
guy,
he's
this potential
here and
sponsor,
I'm here.
Yeah, he's a household name for anybody who's lived in Atlanta for more than 10 minutes.
And I'm only a household name to those that maybe listen to rock music or like really blue humor.
Right, he transcends all radio formats.
I think he transcends radio formats. He has been all over commercial and TV.
Yeah.
And when I say commercial, I'm talking about all kinds of commercials. He was popping up and has been my entire existence.
Me, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, especially for us, he's been a household name since I was in diapers, pretty much.
Yeah.
Maybe not that old, but since I was in middle school, at least.
Yeah. And had you been in diapers and your neighbor's in diapers and y'all two ran into each other, he probably could have helped you.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Can you have to fix Mike's mistake real quick?
Yeah.
Can you shut that door behind you?
Mike.
Let me just let's
Yeah, I'll
just.
stand up. I don't mind. I'm wearing.
Well, we'll get the room shot, but yeah, Mike. We don't like showing the door of the studio. Mike, that's supposed to be closed, brother. You know that.
Michael.
I mean, I hate to have the star of the show have to do.
Well, you know what?
Menial tasks like that.
I got it. We should be sued right now by 2.5 Men because that's what this show is. No, so this person, you know, when you look at just the outdoor as well, and billboards matter. Remember when billboards were just one billboard, not digital, one.
Yeah.
And if you had it in a great area, it's there every day. And I don't know what people paid, but that was great real estate. And as somebody that was in advertising, which is how I got into radio, and I love it. I still love advertising and sales. For me, it's impressions. And I loved selling impressions and how many impressions you get. And this show's about impressions.
Yeah.
And this show's about word of mouth. And to have this person, it would be two powers coming together, that powerful trademarks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I get away with that?
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
His trademark's still here.
Yes.
But it closes the gap.
It closes the gap a little bit. That's a good point. Yes.
All right, so trademarks are here. Being known in Atlanta's here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay.
But that's our speaking of studios, we have two of them, and we finally went to the other. We come here for convenience. I've got my kid was in a private school right down the road. I love the Alpharetta studio. We're always going to work here 3 to 5 days a week. But every once in a while, we're going to pop into Buckhead, or there's a few famous guests that I'm friends with that are roaming around Atlanta, and then the Buckhead studio serves us.
Yeah, yeah. And if you saw the episode yesterday, it's the first time we did the Come On show there from the Exit Wealth Studios in Buckhead, and the ratings are in. We've already gotten about twice as many
Views and shares.
Impressions as we did before. I don't know if it's because it was the first time or just it looks better.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to look even better and sound better than it did yesterday because, again, we were at 50%. We had a little – Mike is still learning the equipment. I'm still learning the equipment. But next time we'll have it dialed in.
Here's what happened yesterday, and I'll go through it fast. We get in there, and we are kids in a candy store. And I was there, and you can show the logo. I was interviewing somebody for the Red, White, and Green show, which I do with Ted Jenkins. And we deal with successful stories. Matter of fact, the guest that we're talking about would be a perfect guest on the Red, White, and Green because we look for people that start something that blows up. Mm-hmm. And that explosion can be Hollywood level or just the right level for you to protect family and friends and send some people to college and have a nice house and a swimming pool. or it could be a guy that's got a great RV and he never has to work again in what he did and he's happy. So success is at different levels, but the Red, White, and Green show is all about people coming together. And you have to be a capitalist pretty much to love this show. But it's for people that love America because of what you can do in America and how you can, step outside of your lane to try something and maybe end up doing that for a living and you love it. And you got to love money a little bit because technically that's what you're chasing.
Mm-hmm.
Money's evil, my opinion. But if you get enough.
Well, let's be quote the great Gene Simmons.
What did Gene Simmons say about money?
Money's not the root of all evil. Lack of money is the root of all evil.
He's right about that. He's right about that because that's why people steal and kill.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something about money to where, was your heart in it? Did you really love this person? Were you leveraging for money or for divorce? Or did you use somebody? How about the friends that are best friends and then all of a sudden the one friend rips you off in your little business? Or I hear more agent stories and publicists and people like that, just through John Rocker, I hear about the people that have been ripped off and friends of his that have lost money to these people. And you're like, damn. So that's the evil I'm talking about. But if you love America and you got God in your heart and you love money, then I think this is the show for you. And I did an interview with a guy that is hustling pet insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Pet insurance.
Which is $1 billion business.
It's huge. People want pet insurance, and you got to get it when they're a puppy. You don't want pre-existing conditions. It's a lot like a human.
It is a lot like. And can I go ahead and spoil his line?
Yeah,
this is a great line. When if say your house is on fire, what do you grab? You grab your spouse, your kids, maybe your watches, your jewelry, stuff of value. All that stuff's insured.
Right.
Why isn't your pet insured?
Why isn't your pet insured? Matter of
I
fact,
thought that was a great selling point on pet insurance.
Yeah, because you were listening to me do the segment before we did ours.
I was producing it. Okay.
I apologize. Jeff produced it. But Ryan Hurt is the guy to contact. And we'll get more into it. I may put a little bit up as an extra or whatever. We may run this under the Yeah Come On umbrella for the weekend because I think people need to know about it because I have so many friends that don't have kids and their pets their kid or families that love their dog so much there's no amount of money they wouldn't spend to save it for 2 years. So that's it. The show today, we're going to talk about touching people is wrong and jumping to your death is worse. And then we're also going to get into politictainment. I have asked Jeff to keep it to himself. I don't technically want to know where we're going. And sports sometimes is about the present day or is it about the past? And then track 13 today, we're going to give you a good one. And track 13 is about to be a bigger deal than it was before. And hopefully you enjoyed the show yesterday. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, check it out. You will see the Buckhead Studios. And next time you see it, Jeff will be using all the whistles and bells. All right, coming up now, a little Steve MZ, and this is brought to you by the Rockin' Taco, where we will find ourselves on the 6th of August with the Yacht Rock Schooner Band. Don't know how much I need to advertise this one, but
right, 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today. So Jeff and I are putting out our commercial. It'll be out Monday for sure, and we're going to highlight this and send it everywhere. And I think this one's going to sell out. So go to therockintaco.com to get your tickets. And again, this is the live music venue. It's in Roswell off Canton Street, and it is the place to be on the north side. Well, I'll start off with a quickie, and this one's a weird one. Tycoon. When you hear tycoon, you're like, that's a lot of damn money. What do you think of when you think of tycoon?
Like the Rockefeller. I think of the old-fashioned, the originals, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies.
Those guys.
Yeah, those are tycoons.
Tycoons. Well, guess what? One plunged from the 28th floor of his Miami balcony. Plunged.
Like a billionaire?
Mm-hmm. He's an Israeli-American. He's a businessman, and now he's dead. He jumped from the 28th floor in Miami to land right there near the beach, not on the beach. But it's a pretty horrifying thing, and people were, I guess there was a little bit of a scream, and people looked up and saw it. 28 floors, you got time to catch it if you look up immediately. And upon arrival, they determined that he was deceased on the scene. I'm like, yeah. 28 floors for me, that's death. 10 floors,
Oh no, it's death.
Where's the floor where you can survive?
I think 3 max.
And you got to land on you got to break your legs. You got to pretty much land because you got to protect your head. So whether it's 2 or 3 floors, it's almost like you've got to hit. You can't go prone, and you definitely can't fall on your back because there's no way to stop your neck from hitting the ground in your head, and that's what's going to kill you. It's almost like you got to land on something.
You got to like land on your feet and just sacrifice your legs. That's the only way. Yeah.
You've got to land on your feet. I think you're right. That's the only way to survive. But the family is saddened and everything. Here's my deal. Steve MZ saying this. I don't know if the story will become a bigger deal. Talking about money. That's why it plays into money being evil. I think he was pushed.
Mm-hmm.
I think somebody wants a payday.
There's foul play, as you're saying?
That's what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. If you're a tycoon and you're living in Miami, overlooking the ocean and overlooking the girls walking by on...
Oh, I don't even want to...
Why would you kill yourself?
Yeah. Okay. But, money doesn't buy happiness. That's not always the case.
Yeah. You know what? I have seen the faces of homeless, thanks to 96 Rock mainly and Rock 100.5. And I talked to the homeless. Yeah, we did some silly things with them, but they always got tipped by Southside Steve. I took care of them, but I have never seen happier people living under a bridge without a care in the world. They go meal to meal, and if they get extra money and they get to get a little drunk, they're happy. Mm-hmm. I won't get into the crack. That's sad. Also on Steve MZ, our big story is one of the Seinfeld greats is being brought up on, I don't know if he's being brought up on charges, but he's being brought up as tacky.
Yeah, this is such a planted story. There's a story going around that Jason Alexander, George Costanza of Seinfeld, touched an underage girl's breast.
17.
She was supposedly 17 back in 2012 during a Funny or Die sketch, which I don't remember seeing. But she's just been playing a young hot girl, and he accidentally touches her breast, I guess. I don't know. Maybe she touches it part of the sketch.
Yeah, maybe it is part of the sketch.
But the point is, she looks. First of all, she doesn't look 17. She says she's 17 when they shot it.
Mm-hmm.
Why
did Mike load the video, or we just need to talk through it?
We just had to talk through it. You had to find. Let's see if Mike can do it while you read the rest.
Okay, if he can do it, Mike, just put up the video because I kind of want people just to see the picture of her. She clearly did not look 17 in 2012, but some people, look older than they should. Some people develop quicker, and some people look younger, whatever. But it was one of those things that she brought up, and it's like, why would you bring up if a guy has his phone and he's going, I guess the bit or something he was filming close, but he grazes her breast with the phone. It's not even with his hand. It's with the phone. And you want to bring that up and try to make a great actor look creepy?
He can't pull it up. But
he can't.
So it sounds like a planted story. I think we got it from the New York Post. It
came from the New York Post.
It just feels like, I don't know who needs the attention. He certainly doesn't.
All right, I'm looking for the story. Keep going.
But the publicist might, have some other motive for planting. It's a planted story. Because again, otherwise,
think it's a planted story?
Why would she bring it up 14 years later? It's one of those things. It's a little too late. She might have had a chance of making a name for herself back in 2017.
There it is. There she is, and there's the scene in the middle. But
during the Me Too movement, she might have had a chance, but now, this is over.
Her name's Courtney Stodden. Stodden or Stodden, Stodden. Stodden calls out Seinfeld star for rubbing phone on her breast, and it was in a sketch when she was. I'm like, come on.
Okay, this is a bunch of Muncher Cruncher story right here.
That's what it is. So, who do you think? Because I will tell you have a gift. Because I want to believe what I read. And I come from a long line of people that bought that horrible rag at the grocery store that Martians were landing, the paper things my grandmother used to buy.
National Enquirer.
National Enquirer. There was a couple others. I don't know, Star or whatever. I read those with my grandmother and believed it. Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm like, okay. But then I'm going, oh, wait. She's now 52 years old. Jason Alexander was 52 when he did it at the time. And it shows him just doing this, and it's just a bit and a gag.
And look at her. She looks, if you look at the picture,
she's wearing a bikini top.
She definitely looks older than 17.
Yeah. And
Wait, he's an actor hired to do this sketch. He's supposed to card everybody that he's in the sketch with.
no, and again, look, this is not on Jason Alexander. He shows up because he's a big time actor. She's playing a role, and she's glad. It's probably a non-speaking role, which has a different pay grade, but she's in it. And if
Well, probably not, because she is, in her
Okay.
bikini. So it's not an extra, but she doesn't have lines. But she probably got paid scale or whatever
Okay.
as if she had lines.
Did she complain that day?
No,
Did she complain that week?
no.
Why
that
is she
year,
talking
that
about it?
decade? She hadn't complained in 14 years.
And all it was a phone. I blame the phone, not Jason Alexander. It's now time for a little bit of polydictainment, and this is brought to you by, I want to go with David Markwell for just the fact that people are uneasy. Every once in a while I scroll and I get caught in that damn crazy where I see people not listening to police or having fights or, whatever. And I'm just like, I got to stop. I can't watch this kind of crap. It's horrible. But there is mental illness out there. And sometimes we see that in politics just because of how people respond to candidates they don't like. And also, I'm going to toss in for the absolute hell of it because he's a good politician. Because when he comes into your house, he talks, he wants to hear you. He's a great listener. And I am talking about the ownership and the management of a painting company. And I just want that to register. Think paint, think outdoor, think indoor, and think Elite Finishes. Elite Finishes. Go to Elite Finishes now. We have commercials coming up with those guys from My Kitchen, which they did. And he's been doing it a minute, and he's got 4 crews. And he goes to the north side and the south side because his crews are based in Kennesaw.
Polydictainment.
All right, so we've made a nuclear deal with Saudi Arabia.
Okay, is that good?
Well, it's good for American nuclear companies.
Wait, so we're going to allow them to have one?
Well, no, nuclear energy. And so this is kind of where it's kind of a gray area because we're kind of partnering with them to help with their nuclear energy program.
Here's my thing, and everybody's thinking it right now, because if you gave him stuff for a nuclear weapon or a nuclear program, does Iran attack them to get it and steal it and take it across the border?
This is the gray area. So we're partnering with them, at least U.S. businesses are, to help grow their nuclear energy program. And they, of course, in exchange, promise not to enrich uranium or whatever you need to make nuclear weapons or get it to the military.
Okay.
This is... And
so we've got to go. We've got to have inspections. You got to check on these people.
Yeah.
You can't turn a blind eye.
Well, the reason that the Trump administration wants to do this is we want to partner with them with their nuclear energy, not Russia or China. So it's kind of like Saudi Arabia's bidding to get... We need help with our nuclear energy for our country. Russia can do it for us. China can do it for us. The U.S. could do it for us. Well, we want to be the ones in there because, we want to control the Middle East on Israel's behalf. But that's a different story.
I won't get you started on that.
But it is kind of, at least in the question, well, how come they can have it, but, Iran can't have a nuclear program at all?
Yeah. Because hold on, they're crazy.
Well,
that's what I'm going to go with. They're crazy, and they hate us.
The Saudis aren't, even though all the hijackers were Saudis. So they're not. Who's crazy? I don't know.
All right, so the hijackers were Saudi. Some of them are. We don't know where they were all from. I don't know who hates us and who doesn't. I guess you got to go with the government, because there's one thing you can say about the Middle East: their governments, when in power, keep their citizens in line through abuse.
Well, that's why Saddam was good for the Middle East. He kept the whole region in line until we went and toppled it, and then it's been in chaos.
Yeah, I don't know whether that was a good thing. I mean, he had a giant statue of himself. That's a little over the top, and we knew that he was killing his own people.
There's statues of Trump, isn't there? That's the comparison a lot of the left made.
I haven't seen one statue of Trump.
No, but he's always putting his name on buildings and all that stuff, and that's what led to all these No Kings protests.
Oh, God, no kings. Shut up with the no kings. That is the dumbest thing. I swear, if you've ever showed up to protest, and we had people doing it yesterday at the high school. Trump was here.
Oh, yeah, Wheeler High School yesterday. How did that go?
That went, well, the traffic is what hit me. That's what happened. So I'm going down 400 to get to you to go to our Buckhead studio at Exit Wealth, right there off of West Paces, right before Peachtree, across from Whole Foods. And I'm like, why is there traffic? Oh, dear God. And it was all the way from Exit 9 which is my exit, until I got to 285. And then I saw that it was the 75 that was really causing most of it. And that is because they were blocking off areas of 75 for the Trump motorcade because he was landing at Dobbins.
Right, and then going to the high school.
And he went to Wheeler, which is in Marietta.
And there were people protesting.
There were people, and it was the No Kings crap.
Okay, yeah, okay, you're right. That's funny you mentioned that because when I was driving down,
there were 200 protesters.
When I was driving down to the Buckhead studio yesterday, I saw that on a bridge way out in Woodstock, it was like a Trump's a thug and all this stuff. I'm like, why is there? I didn't realize he was going to be in town yesterday when I was driving in, and I saw that, and I was like, why are they doing this today of all days?
Yeah.
In the middle of Tuesday.
Now you know why.
Okay.
See, it's just pathetic. And I'm like, good God, man. I mean, can you imagine being driven by hate? If Biden came to town, if Obama came to town, I'm not going to go anywhere and hold up a sign.
No, that's a hold. I
don't dig those guys.
I don't protest anything, but
yeah, why do you?
That was the story there, the Saudi Arabia, the deal we made. But since I mentioned 9/11, I wanted to mention real quick, Tucker Carlson had Roger Waters.
Oh, wow.
On his show last week. And
for those that don't know, former frontman for Pink Floyd.
Correct. Roger Waters, he's 82 years old, and he's been very outspoken about supporting Palestine. And he's been kind of painted as being anti-Semitic and anti-Israel, which he's not. He's all for human rights.
I was about to say, I've heard that too.
Yeah, but right. And he'll tell you that's because the Israeli lobby in America has smeared his name over the past 20 years.
Oh.
This is not just recent. But anyhow, he went on to talk about the conspiracies of 9/11. He's a big proponent of the buildings were taken down. All three of them, not just Building 7, which everyone pretty much questions at this point, but even the towers were controlled demolitions, and that the planes couldn't have done that.
And I hope that's not the case. God bless.
Well, he's looking to have a British court open up an investigation because somebody over there died in the towers, and there's no court that has done an official investigation. Yes, we had the 9/11 Commission, but there's never been a court to really get to the bottom of it, and apparently he's got this campaign going for some British court to really investigate it or something. But anyway, he talks a lot about this on Tucker. He talks about all of these conspiracy theories. It's just so funny. It's Roger Waters. It's Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
I mean, he's rock and roll royalty, and he's this pretty big conspiracy theorist with a loud voice too.
Well, you know what? There comes a pay grade where I think when you have certain degree of fame, and you look and you're around people that have power or people that are knowledgeable or know people with power, I think you start getting in a different lane, and you hear things or things, and that the common folk like us don't. And then if you've got the money at the time or really affects you, and he's towards the end of his life cycle here, man, he might want to just jump all in.
Oh, and plus being such a world traveler over the past 50 years, because he talked a lot about he changed his mind on Palestine and Israel when he went there several times and saw how the Israelis treated the Palestinians firsthand years ago.
Yeah.
And so that you're right. You kind of get into a different lane where you can.
And we know what we see on really the news, but now we know what we see on social media.
And what we see on the news has not always been accurate. It's always had an agenda.
There you go. And that is the rest of that damn story.
Hey, this is Southside Steve, and I'm in Marietta at Small Sliders. Small Sliders off Windy Hill just before Cobb Parkway. And we're going to show you today that Small Sliders is for everybody. Hey man, how's it going?
Good. Thank you for sliding through. Can I get a name for your order?
Slide through, dude. That's very cool. Yeah, I'm actually got a golf game, and I thought this would be perfect.
Oh yeah.
Just to grab something. Let me get your number 2.
Would that be all for you?
Yeah, that'll do it, man.
All right. Thank you for sliding through. They'll be ready for you right there.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. What's going on?
Thanks for sliding through. Can I get a good name for your order?
Yeah, come on. Put Stud.
All right, Stud.
A little tailgate going on at the house.
Who's playing?
Falcons. Woo! Come on.
All right, what can I get for you today?
Let me get, because it's going to be a bunch. Do you have one of those boxes we can use?
A party pack?
Yeah.
A party pack comes with 25.
25. Let's do 25 sliders. I got a lot of people coming over. And I don't need any drinks. We got beer. How you doing?
Good, and you? Thanks for sliding through.
Thought I'd get something to eat. It's
Yeah.
always good to eat first. That way you can drink more.
Yeah. Can I get a name for the order?
Steven.
All right, Steven, what can I get for you?
Well, I'll tell you what you can get for me. First off, I like what I see. And I mean that. as far as sliders. Let's go ahead and go with the number 3 combo. I'm a little hungry.
Will that be all for you?
Yeah, that's it.
All
That's
right.
it. I don't know what you're doing tonight, but come to town. We'll be in Atlanta and Buckhead for one party.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's my card. Anytime you're available, I'm always available.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
the small sliders.
Thank you.
Who were those crazy guys? No matter what, we all have one thing in common, and that's small sliders. We love them. Right here off Windy Hill, just before Cobb Parkway in Marietta, Georgia. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on. And sports, we're going to talk a little bit about the World Cup because this story won't walk away. And I really feel vindicated, completely vindicated, because I did not want Argentina to win. I was cheering for Spain. I definitely was cheering for England against Argentina. And the reason is, number one, I'm not a fan of Messi. I'm just not as a person. Everything I see about him, just the way he looks, everything about this guy, his lack of swagger or whatever, he's just not my kind of guy.
We like that Norway guy with the blonde with the bun. And
Love
the
him.
Well, I forgot his name.
It doesn't matter.
But when I watched the one game I watched,
He's
pretty much
Thor. Just call him Thor.
Yeah, the one game that I watched, that last game with England and Norway, it was like all they cared about was him. I was like, is anybody else on the Norway team? Because all they were showing was him.
No, and he scores goals like crazy too. And then there's Kane with England, who's a great skilled front man who was scoring a lot of goals as well. And then there's Cristiano Ronaldo. I was celebrating his final World Cup more than anybody. And it's only because you hear about the stories that the woman that fed him when he was poor at the McDonald's, he bought her a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
You see how he is with children. They have got 20 million videos of Messi not signing or embracing a kid, whereas Cristiano Ronaldo does. And it's just the type of player Cristiano Ronaldo is. And, you know, whether you're into Pele or you're into Kevin Keegan, who just passed away, England's great, or whoever, Maradona. I mean,
Mia Hamm.
Mia Hamm from the
Or
girls.
Brandy Chastain.
Or Brandy Chastain, because she took her shirt off. Either way, but so I feel vindicated because it looks like they're not nice. These guys don't like losing. They won the World Cup 4 years ago, and then you play in the finals. Man, you've been there. You've kissed the trophy. Most of the guys on the team were on that World Cup team. And I'm like, yeah, did you want it back-to-back? That's never sexy, but sometimes it is. I hated watching the Patriots win back-to-back and Super Bowls and assholes. But, excuse me, got to let it go. With these guys, when they lost and they're celebrating and Spain's getting their medals, they turn their backs. And I don't believe in turning your back. You got beat on the pitch. You got beat fair and square. And if anything, the cheaters, because they have a reputation of cheating, talking trash, singing songs that go against the other team's fan base. And, of course, there was a fight after the game.
Mm-hmm. So they're bad sports is what you're saying.
100%. And it even goes even further because when they go back to Buenos Aires, they fly in. There are hundreds of people, and they're saying now maybe thousands of fans brave the cold weather because it's winter there.
Mm-hmm.
And the players, 9 of them didn't want to go out, didn't go and talk to anybody. They were doing celebrations, and it's like, why do we want to celebrate second place?
Getting to second place is not worthy of celebrating to them?
No, and I don't know what kind of kickback there's going to be or what's going to happen, but it's showing the return home. And there was a parade or something like that, and 9 players decided not to participate. And their head guy there, whatever he is, I don't know, governor, president, or dictator, who he's upset. And he's upset with the Argentina Football Association, the AFA, saying, look, man, we got members here that, first off, should not have even been on this flight. People were flown that shouldn't have been flown, but then we got players that didn't appear. In other words, it's absolute chaos. They're doing what they want to do. They're not acting like a team.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine if the worst the first year, the Braves in 1991, we had the parade and half of them didn't show up? No, of course not. The whole city was celebrating the best win ever, the worst the first ever.
We were so happy just to do as well as we did. And sometimes you have to celebrate a silver medal. You have to celebrate second place. I still celebrated the Falcons both times we lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still like, man, y'all are my team. You were there. You could have pulled it off. Second place isn't always bad. Now, keep in mind, I think we agree. I don't want to live in a society where everybody gets a ribbon. There needs to be
There needs to be a first, second, third, fourth, whatever.
fourth, no
You know?
more than fifth. If we
No.
start getting into sixth and seventh, stop. Track 13. Track 13 is brought to you by North Atlanta Golf Carts. Those guys are rock stars. And for me, I want one. I understand the wife doesn't. I'm in a neighborhood where I could pull it off. But I'm being honest. I'm not trying to hurt North Atlanta Golf Carts, but my wife grew up in a subdivision with golf carts, and she's seen kids do dumb things on them. And that's her worry.
Yeah, that's a worry now, because back in the day, there weren't even neighborhoods back in when I was a kid where there were golf carts in the neighborhood. That's a relatively new thing for the past 20 years.
It started in Peachtree City, and it's so funny because a lot of people don't realize that I was a bellhop after, I did the airlines, and then I did Rainsoft, which was water treatment systems, and I did Quality Water out of Peachtree City, which was a family-owned business. And when that didn't work out, I was like, well, I got to do something quick. So I went down to the Peachtree Executive Conference Center, and I was kind of moonlighting as a bellhop. I was 23, so I'm not too old for it. But then I became a bartender there, and then that launched my bartending career. But I drove the bus to pick people up at the airport, and it was literally, this damn thing was like 38 feet, and it had double axles on the back, and so 6-wheel. And I'm driving, there's a microphone I pulled down, and I would talk to all the passengers coming down because they're business people. So it was an executive center. They were there for conferences, and then they'd leave and go back. And I'd have to drive them back to the airport. And there was always a guy with a late connection that would come up and give me like a 20. Can you floor it? And I'm like, yeah, we'll do 80. I don't give a damn. And then I would do the tour. And I'm like, welcome to Peachtree City, Georgia, a planned community. No sign or advertisement sign is above 3 foot tall. And as you see, there are golf cart paths and people on golf carts. Most people go to the movies, the grocery stores, and golf carts. There is over 42 miles of golf cart trails that connect all the subdivisions and golf courses.
Yeah.
And I gave that whole speech. Now there's like 120 miles, and there are places that's all they do is ride.
I mean, well, just any neighborhood now that, as long as you have the right golf cart, you're on there. You can drive in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's got to be the right one. And North Atlanta Golf Carts will help you. Craig Riddle wants you to call him. He's owner, operator, one in Brazelton, one in Buford. Ask for the Yeah Come On deal. He said, I can even tell you 100% it's going to get you at least $500 off. And if you don't believe me, call him. Negotiate down to the lowest point to where you're like, this is as much as I want to pay, and then ask for the Yeah Come On deal. And then hit him. And guess what? He'll be glad to do it.
So what do you got for track 13 today?
Well, I was going a little new wavy. I was kind of listening to some different things, and I took a picture
You
here.
listen to First Wave.
I love First Wave.
What you're
You know what
doing.
I listen to.
I know what you're doing in the truck.
Is that bad? I just love new wave and I hate alternative. So whatever that means about me, it's not that I'm old. It's just I just think one's cooler than the other. So
the one didn't ruin your career twice. The other did.
you know what? Isn't it funny? And maybe it's because I didn't even like alternative music then, and maybe that's why it ruined it. Because when we were on 88.5 Georgia State Radio, I didn't like a lot of the music we were playing.
Yeah, me neither.
I did the 88 Rewind, which was the playback show that we did, and that was all 80s. So I could play Planet P, or I could do this, or I could do that. But there's a song that came out, and it's 90s, I think. So I may throw you can deny me. But I liked, when I heard them the first time, they had like 2 songs. I loved Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Okay. It's kind of a middle-of-the-road band of that era.
It is, but it just gave me a good feel.
Actually, you know what's funny you mentioned that, because I think they're playing at the Cobb Energy Center with Men at Work soon. I see a billboard. So they're coming to town soon with Men at Work.
See, a Men at Work got me big time like in 81, 82, 83.
Everybody. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
God,
Cargo is the record that I have, yes.
Okay, Men at Work. So I love Men at Work. We could go there too. But the Toad the Wet Sprocket had that one great song.
Well, they have a couple of good songs. I just heard the other day. I'm
looking it up. Go ahead. Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Calm me down and something. Oh God, what is it?
Oh, I can't think.
This is not our wheelhouse.
It's not. We're not where we should be. No.
That's their big one. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. All I Want.
All I Want. Yeah. No, but there's another song. There's a better
I'm
song
trying to get it down.
that's a little bit faster.
Yeah, a little bit faster.
God, what is it?
Oh my God, I can't get this off.
I just heard it yesterday.
I want to hear it. Let's see what I got here. Damn thing wouldn't cut off. I'm like, because we can't play the music, we'll get dinged. You can't play it. You can only do it for a second.
I don't think you can do that. If it picks it up, it'll depending on who owns it, it'll flag
So you
it.
look at the title and see if you can look at it and tell me, because there's one song I loved, and we
the
actually
slow one. There's "Walk on the Ocean." That was their other big hit.
we played it on
Fall
that-
Down. Fall Down is the one that I like. It's a little more upbeat, a little more dark.
Walk on the Ocean is a great song.
Yeah.
Guess what? And the reason it's kind of okay, I played it on 96 Rock and 94, 95. Toad the Wet Sprocket. We played it on 96 Rock, played it.
Wow. Okay.
And there was a moment before we really went classic when we got.
when 99X really got a little more blew up.
So when 99X blew up, and then 96 Rock's like, what can we do to combat
Right.
this?
We got to go.
we
We got to nix the 90s.
So you let Rude go, and they tried to go good old boy and think that we're more good old boys than hipsters in town. And so that was really why John Boy and Billy came in, and then we went way classic.
Yeah. So we do a Fall Down. I don't want
Yeah.
to do Walk on the Other Way. The people that hit that a lot of times. So this is the kind of maybe their tertiary hit. Track 13, Toad the Wet Sprocket.
No, I like Sprocket.
watch the video. Listen to the song. Link in the description. Track 13 on the Come On Show.